Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Taurus, April 20th, 2025. The moon moves into your sign today, animating your emotions and stirring a desire to start fresh on a feeling level. Also today, Mars moves into your intimacy and sharing sector, where it will transit until June 17th. Mars was in this same sector in November and December but turned retrograde and moved back into your partnership sector. You may now be revisiting projects and plans you started then. Your intimate life is likely to heat up during this cycle. You are less inclined to go after what you want directly, preferring a subtle approach. Watch for arguments with a partner over money and power when Mars is under strain in this sector. Otherwise, use this time to explore your hidden desires. This transit encourages an inward focus, positioning you well to observe and strategize your next moves. While the planetary post-shadows often bring some headaches, the cosmic energy over the coming days will let you turn your attention to sensual pleasure. As mighty Mars, the red planet of sex, passion, and drive now orbiting in your solar house, turns a corner, he'll link ideally in a trine with magical Neptune across the sky. T.S. link is often one that can predict a soulmate connection could be right around the corner, so if you're single, make sure you're not stuck at work all day so you can set up a date with someone who intrigues your mind, body, and soul. If committed, nuzzle up naked in bed with your one and only. You are in the driver's seat. It will feel so good to be back in a position of power and control after Mars re-enters Leo. You may not have felt this way since the end of 2024. Winter could have knocked you off your A-game, which may have deterred you from leveling at work or with your finances. Since this period has been challenging, you will be more than ready to feel like you are in control again. You may have some financial constraints, but this can be solved during the post-shadow period over the next few weeks. With today's planetary positions, you will have no trouble focusing on your body and its various needs. A very alive feeling in your body must be celebrated and given very close attention. A workout, a healthy balanced diet and plenty of water are all things you must lavish upon yourself. In fact, today's aspect can have a way of making things difficult if the right thing is ignored due to laziness or indifference. Wake up with your body. Compassion for someone who is hurting can sidetrack you on this day. It can be almost impossible to ignore the empathy that comes with this vibration. Go with this. Rather than becoming frustrated or annoyed, stop what you are doing and give the nurturing and support that you sense is needed. Try to remember that the work will wait. More often than not, people won't. Even if all you can afford in the way of time is a moment to give a hug, do it. This might be all that is needed. Over 7 months after returning for what is normally a 6-week visit to your relationship sector and having left in the new year, only to return, Mars again today, and this time, he won't be back until later next year. With Jupiter less than 7 weeks away from returning to begin your most important year for all your relationships in over a decade, this leaves you with everything needed to prepare for the next stage in the journey. Meanwhile, having retrograde back out in the new year, Mars returns to your financial sector for a do-over and a second chance to fire up your financial passions and fighting spirit. Over 7 months after returning for what is normally a 6-week visit to your relationship sector, Mars not only leaves today but for the second time since he returned in September 2025. This time the planet of passion and the warrior planet of the cosmos won't be making a U-turn and coming back for a do-over. As well as leaving you with everything needed to keep fighting for what you want from your relationships, the communication gods will take it from here. Taurus, your season begins with a whisper, not a roar. Your quote of the day: growth rooted in stillness blooms the strongest. Your color of the day is olive green, nurturing and calm. Lucky numbers: 2, 6, 14. Grounding yourself will bring clarity that action alone won't. A creative idea deserves practical steps now. Trust what feels slow, it's building something lasting. Nature may hold the message you need. Our eyes in the sky. Let's take a moment together for April 20th, 2025. Whether this day has greeted you with calm or chaos, joy, or uncertainty, you're exactly where you need to be right now. And as we move into this reading, allow yourself to slow down for a few minutes. Let this be your little pause in the day, a space where you're invited to reflect, reconnect, and maybe even rediscover something about yourself. Today's cards came through with a really meaningful energy, and I think they might speak to you more personally than you expect. The first card drawn is the Two of Pentacles, a card that often appears when we're juggling multiple responsibilities, or when life feels like a delicate balancing act. You might be managing more than usual right now. Maybe it's work, personal goals, family expectations, or even just keeping your inner world steady in an unpredictable outer one. This card is a reminder that it's okay to take a step back and reassess. What's truly essential? What's draining you unnecessarily? Even if you're someone who's used to keeping all the balls in the air, you don't have to carry it all alone. Sometimes the strongest move is asking for help, or even saying, "Not right now." If you've ever tried walking with your hands full and dropped something minor, only to realize it was what you least needed, that's the spirit of this card. Let go of what's weighing you down so you can carry what matters most with more ease. Next comes the Knight of Cups, bringing a beautifully romantic and heartfelt energy into the day. This card is all about following your heart, creative inspiration, and emotional honesty. You might find yourself drawn towards something or someone in a tender, almost dreamlike way, whether that's a person, a project, or simply an idea that feels emotionally resonant. The Knight of Cups doesn't rush. He moves with feeling and purpose. Think about the last time you followed a hunch or a spark of excitement just because it felt right. Today might be calling you to do more of that. Maybe it's writing down your thoughts, expressing yourself to someone you care about, or even just letting yourself daydream without judgment. Emotional expression is not a weakness, it's a strength. And letting your heart lead, even just a little, could open doors you didn't see before. The third card is the Nine of Wands, and this one speaks to the resolute spirit within you. You may be feeling a bit worn down lately, like you've been pushing through for longer than you expected. But this card doesn't show defeat, it shows persistence. It shows someone who has made it through challenge after challenge and still chooses to stand. If you've been wondering whether you can keep going, this is your sign that yes, you can. But it's also a nudge to protect your energy. You don't have to prove your worth through exhaustion. You've already proven so much by simply being here, continuing forward. Picture yourself as a tree that's weathered many storms. Maybe some leaves are tattered, but your roots are deeper than ever. Give yourself credit for everything you've endured and how far you've come. Then we're met with the Fool, and I absolutely love seeing this after the Nine of Wands. The Fool brings in fresh air, a sense of renewal, innocence, and bold beginnings. It's that beautiful reminder that no matter what's come before, today can be a starting point. It encourages you to be curious, to take a leap of faith, even if it's small. You don't need to have every step figured out to begin. Maybe there's something you've been thinking about doing traveling, starting a new project, making a change, but fear or hesitation has been holding you back. The Fool says, go ahead. Try. It's okay not to know where it leads. This card reminds us of those moments when we did something spontaneous, like taking a different route home and discovering something new, or trusting our gut and realizing it was spot on. Today might be the perfect day to embrace the unknown a little more. And finally, we have the Queen of Swords, who brings clarity, wisdom, and a sharp sense of truth. This energy invites you to step fully into your voice, especially in situations where you might have stayed quiet in the past. If there's something on your mind, or a truth you've been hesitant to speak, today is about giving yourself permission to be honest, both with others and yourself. The Queen of Swords doesn't sugarcoat things, but she also doesn't use her truth to wound, she uses it to liberate. This could be a beautiful moment for journaling, reflecting, or having a meaningful conversation that clears the air. And if you've recently been navigating confusion, her presence is a signal that mental clarity is returning. Trust your insights. You know more than you think. So today, with the Two of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, Nine of Wands, the Fool, and Queen of Swords, you're being asked to balance, to feel, to persist, to leap, and to speak. There's a rhythm here, a dance between emotion and action, vulnerability and courage. If that resonates with you, I'd love to know how it shows up in your life right now. What are you holding in balance? What leap are you ready to take, even if it's just a baby step? Have you spoken a truth lately that felt like setting yourself free? Let this be your invitation to check in with your heart and your intuition today. Share in the comments if any of these messages felt like they were meant for you. And remember, even when the path feels uncertain, even when you're carrying more than you'd like, you are moving forward, growing wiser, and becoming more you with every step. You've got this.